This program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. It is 4:02 p.m., time for the 4 p.m. 411 here on WLCN 96.3 FM. My name is Loyd Kirby. I'm the marketing manager here, and as we do most Tuesdays, with a few exceptions here and there, we bring you conversation with a newsmaker or someone with something going on in the area, and today is no different, as we have Dorsey Hill with us. She is actually with several organizations, but she is, among other things, an organizer of the upcoming Logan County Rural Big Table event. So first of all, Dorsey, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Sure thing. So what is the Logan County Rural Big Table event?
Yeah, good question. So the Logan County Rural Big Table is a community input event. And so it's free and open to the public, and it's really an opportunity for people to gather throughout Logan County if they have a stake here as a resident, or if they work here, live here. It's really an opportunity to talk about what they want to see happen for the county moving forward, and to connect with their neighbors on that. And the input itself helps to build out the region's comprehensive economic development strategy.
Okay. Trying to make sure. Yeah, I see we have audio on our live stream. I'm trying to see why we're not having it. Now we've got it on the air. Okay, so a little bit better there. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So.
Oh, do we have to repeat that?
Would you mind? It'll kill another minute
yeah,
for us.
So for sure.
Actually, let me introduce you again, because our radio signal was not cooperating. So once again, I'm Loyd Kirby, the marketing manager here, and with us today is Dorsey Hill. She is an organizer of the Logan County Big Rural Table event, and we'll try take two. Can you tell us what the big Logan County Big Rural Table event is?
Yes. So the Logan County Rural Big Table event is just essentially a community input event where it's open to the public and free, and anyone who has a stake in Logan County as a resident, as someone who works here, can come and talk to their neighbors about what they want to see happen in the future here. And it's a part of the organization around the comprehensive economic development strategy that gets written for the region. So the ideas that come out of this meeting help inform a larger regional strategy.
Okay, so along that same line, who should attend? Who would this be a good event that they can bring something, pardon the pun, but they can bring something to the table here?
Yeah, really, everyone. There's a seat for everyone at the table. It really is open to the public, and so we want to make sure that anyone who has thoughts about what they want to see happen in their community joins. I think in particular, we've gotten a lot of people in maybe elected offices that come, but then just concerned citizens, business owners, people in the education field. It's very broad. So everyone is welcome to have a seat at the table.
Okay. And for those who may not be aware, when is it? Where is it? How do folks you need to advance register for this?
Yes. So it is at the Lincoln Park District.
Okay.
So 1400 Prim Road, for those that aren't familiar. And it is from 3 to 6 p.m. And it's really... it's open, so people can drop in if they want to participate for just a little bit of the event. They don't have time to stay for the full amount. They can just drop in and see what's going on. But it is, it's open. The registration part, we do have a link to register online.
Okay.
It's on our flyers, and they can go to thebigtable.com to register.
And if you happen to be, if you're near a computer and want to hop online and watch our live stream, we've actually got the QR code up, so you can scan that and register as well right now. So.
Great, yeah, but it is, if you don't have a chance to register, that's totally fine. You can show up, and we'll get you registered the day of.
Okay, so you said 3 to 6 p.m. out at the Park District on Prim Road. So what transpires during those 3 hours?
Good question. So we spend the first bit of time kind of grounding in the space, talking about, this is, I guess I should rewind a bit.
Okay.
But this is an event that's put on by the Greater Peoria Economic Development Council. And the Economic Development Council services 5 counties. And so Logan County is a part of that. And it also includes Mason, Tazewell, Woodford, and Peoria counties.
Okay.
And so this is actually our 4th rural big table that we're hosting this season. So anyways, around that, we kind of give some context on the organization and how these events help support our comprehensive economic development strategy. And then we talk a little bit about how the event goes, and then we kind of pass it over. But there are round tables that are set up at the big table. So it's really not a big table. It's a lot of small tables.
Okay.
And so anyone that attends, we kind of assign you to a different table, and we try to mix it up so people get a chance to talk to folks they don't know. And we spend sort of an hour at the table talking through 2 different topics. So we spend about 30 minutes on each topic. And then we kind of have a little bit of a break, and everyone kind of gets to share a little bit about what they discussed at their table. And then we go back and do that again for another hour, and we mix up the folks. So the 4 topics that we kind of cover in those hours are expanding access to opportunity, building a talent pipeline, fostering and accelerating entrepreneurships and small businesses, and then ensuring and accentuating livability. So.
Wow. So some pretty meaty topics there.
Yes.
A
lot to cover.
Yeah, exactly. So, and once again, this is all at the Logan County Rural Big Table event on February 19th, which is a week from tomorrow, I guess, a week from Thursday, rather. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Lincoln Park District. Dorsey Hill is with us. She is one of the organizers of the event. So I was asking you about this before we went on the air, that I noticed in your sort of your biography or your credentials that you're listed as being with the Economic Recovery Corps, as well as the Greater Peoria Economic Developmental Council, as well as the Lincoln Economic Advancement and Development Organization. So you wear a lot of hats. So how did you kind of how did all those things intersect and bring you to us here with this event?
Yeah, good question. It's a handful, yeah. So I'm an Economic Recovery Corps fellow, and so that is a national program that's going on right now. And so it was funded through the Economic Development Administration, which is a department in the federal government under the Department of Commerce. And so they issued a grant to the International Economic Development Council, which is a nonprofit based out of D.C. that focuses on economic development professionals. So they started a program to kind of send different people to areas that have been kind of struggling to recover after COVID to help with project work. So I am here. I got placed in the Peoria region to work with both the Greater Peoria Economic Development Council and also Lincoln's economic advancement and development lead out of Lincoln. And so I've been in the region for about 2 years now, and so my fellowship is 2.5 years. And so a part of some of the work that I've been doing in Logan County is helping with business outreach. And so we have a Logan Business Retention and Expansion Committee, and we've been helping to kind of reach out to different businesses to understand issues going on. And then with the EDC, I've been helping out with sort of this regional strategy work and supporting our rural communities and making sure their voices get heard for our economic development strategy.
So what do you do in all your spare time then? Just kidding. So once again, our guest is Dorsey Hill. She is with the organizations we just talked about, and she's one of the organizers of the Logan County Rural Big Table event happening February 19th at 3 p.m. at the Lincoln Park District. We are just about 10 after here, so we'll go ahead and take our first break. And once again, if you have questions or comments or would like to find out more about the event, feel free to give us a call, 217-648-5510, or you can send us an email with your questions or comments. That email address, 4pm411 at WLCNonline.com. We will be back now in 2 minutes with more from Dorsey Hill.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
What does it mean to be rich? Maybe rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about discovering magic. Rich is being able to keep your loved ones close and also send them away. Rich is living life your way and having someone who can help you get there. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Contact Edward Jones Financial Advisor Sal Polis, 217-732-4001. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. And we are back on the 4 p.m. 411 here on WLCN 96.3 FM. My name is Loyd Kirby. I am the host of the 4 p.m. 411, also the marketing manager here at WLCN. And our guest today is Dorsey Hill. She is with several organizations, but she's here to talk about upcoming event on February 19th, the Logan County Rural Big Table event, which brings together a cross-section of folks from different backgrounds and vocations and educational levels and just work experience types of things, and they sit down and they talk about different issues you mentioned in the last segment. So we've talked, as I said, in the last segment, we talked about what the topics of discussions are going to be, the 4 main topics that you mentioned. So what happens after the event, after the 3-hour event is up? What happens with that information that's gathered, and how is it used to kind of inform future decisions or policies or whatever it might be?
Yeah, good question. So this is part of the comprehensive economic development strategy. And so we just say SEDS for short to keep it quick. So the information that gets gathered at this event is usually compiled into a report that we publish at the EDC. And so we've been doing rural big tables. We started them later last year. So this is our last one. So we'll have a report kind of condensing all of the kind of rural input that we got. And then we also use the information that comes back, like from that report, we implement it into like the goals and the strategies that are drafted for the economic development strategy, the SEDS. And so the SEDS is kind of rewritten every 5 years. So we're on the end of like rewriting the plan because the last one was up until 2025. So the input sort of that comes out of these events helps sort of identify the goals that we want to focus on for the region.
I see. And you mentioned that one of the organizations, I think the Greater Peoria one, covers a 5-county area.
Yes.
Is that correct? So have there been similar events at other more rural locations outside of Peoria as well?
Yeah, so we hosted one in Woodford County in El Paso in October, and then we also hosted one in Mason County in Havana in November, and then we did one in Tremont in Tazewell County in December. So Logan is our fourth one to come around. And then in Peoria, they're actually doing a comprehensive land use plan, and so there's been a lot of community input events through that in their rural areas. So we're using some of that as well to help identify the strategies.
And then once you mentioned everything would sort of be compiled in a report, then what happens with that report? Like, can anyone go online and read it? Is it sent to lawmakers and business professionals and so forth, or what happens with that information as far as distribution goes?
Yeah, so it's available to the public. It's online. The big table report that we do. So actually the website where people register has all the information from all of our past big tables and the reports that have been done on there. It's also on the EDC's website. And then the SEDS, the Economic Development Strategy, that gets sent to the Economic Development Administration, and it's public, it's on our website. But really it's a great tool that communities can use to help support grant efforts that they want. It's really helpful when a community can kind of tie what they're doing back to a larger regional strategy. And so we've definitely had a lot of different communities reference the SEDS when they're applying for different grants. And it's a way that our organization can help kind of write letters of support and continue getting grant efforts for some of the issues that we've been working on in a region.
Okay. And so, for example, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch has been on this program before, and he's talked about that the city of Lincoln is formulating, I think it's a 5-year plan for the city. So it seems like a lot of, not necessarily duplication, but a lot of the information maybe that is found at your event could actually help inform some of those decisions as well.
Yeah, and I think it's great because like we need those localized plans too. They're so much more specific to like the needs going on in the community. And this regional strategy sort of helps bring together all those plans. So we do have a call for plans going out too with our SEDS strategy right now. So we're collecting plans that communities have put together, like comprehensive plans, strategic plans, and using that to also help kind of guide what the next goals and strategies will be.
Okay. I lied to you during our break. I said I wasn't going to surprise you with a question, but I just thought of one. So I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for a minute.
Yeah.
I like my small town the way it is. I don't want any of these new developments and things. I want to live in my quiet little town here and be happy and be safe and so forth. How would you respond to someone with sort of that I want to keep things the way they are sort of a mindset? Yeah,
I think these are really just broad community events, and so if that's someone's opinion, then hey, come and present that and share that thought with your community members and have a dialogue and discussion about it. I think hearing all that input's all really helpful. I think in the case of right now in Peoria, when they're doing their comprehensive land use and doing land use planning, it really is thinking about what do you want your land to look like? And a lot of those discussions that come up are around the agriculture there. And some of those help and kind of inform like zoning laws and what kind of gets put into place afterwards. And so if people are expressing like they want to retain this agriculture, then that is something that should be presented at these types of meetings so that, you know, opinion can be put into a plan or can be taken into thought and place. So I think, yeah, all those opinions are welcome, and it's really a great space to just have dialogue with people.
Yeah, and also I think when some people hear the term economic development, they might think, oh, you know, we're trying to bring big businesses here to town and this and you know, trying to expand things, which certainly can be a component of it, but it also has to do with supporting the businesses that are already here and giving them the tools and resources that they need to thrive and survive and do those kinds of things. So I would guess a lot of what comes up in these sessions also applies to the smaller businesses, not just, you know, trying to get a big business warehouse site to come here or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think economic development is really about how to kind of, retain the community and bring it forward. I know in Logan County, there's definitely been a lot of businesses and industries over the years that have kind of left the community. So it's a space of trying to figure out how to kind of fill those jobs as well and make sure that the people that grow up here have opportunities to stay and grow and live here.
Okay. So once again, Dorsey Hill is our guest. She will be here for another 10 minutes or so talking about, among other things, the Logan County Rural Big Table event that takes place Thursday, February 19th. I got it wrong on the slide here, from 3 to 6 p.m. out at the Lincoln Park District. We are at our second break, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And once again, if you have questions of Dorsey, feel free to give us a call, 217-648-5510, or you can email those questions, 4pm411 at WLCNonline.com. We will be back in 2 minutes with more from Dorsey Hill.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butter Burger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Regular fans, you all know there's a home field advantage when it comes to sports. The same applies when purchasing a car, truck, or having your vehicle serviced. You'll have the home field advantage when shopping at Grouse Chevrolet in Lincoln. The trained sales staff at Grouse will provide you with a no-pressure sales process. It'll put you at ease all the way through the delivery. When it comes time for service, the certified mechanics will care for your vehicle like it's their own. Call or stop by the dealership on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln or online at growinc.com.
It's Grow right now.
Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. And we are here with Dorsey Hill, if I can hit the right key here. There we go. And talking about the Logan County Rural Big Table event coming up on February 19th, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Lincoln Park District. We've talked about... I guess Dolly's going to wake up now for the last segment. We've talked a little bit about the organization of the event, the information that's gathered, how that information is used in terms of economic planning and municipalities and so forth. So we've got a few minutes left here. So let's talk about Dorsey. How did you get involved in this in this topic or in this area? Was it assigned to you, or was it an area of interest to you beforehand, or how did that develop?
That's a good question. I have been doing some visits with businesses in Logan County with my work here, with my fellowship, and a lot of the issues that come up are sometimes related to workforce issues or transportation. It's very hard for people to get around, to get to jobs, or childcare, and so those are starting to feel like really big issues. And the idea, I think, with our going to businesses and talking to them is to like solve their problems as we can. But the problems that we're getting back are so large and big. And so my interest then was like, okay, how do I work towards like helping to support solving towards some of those larger systemic issues? And really what you kind of learn is that a lot of communities in the region are struggling with that. And so I feel like this process of the SEDS and the economic development strategy and the community input is just a great way for us in the region to understand everyone's kind of common issues, and at least help to start with moving forward with, how do we kind of solve these together. So that's sort of my way into interest into this.
And so you mentioned solving some of the common issues. Or have there been sort of common themes or common areas that as you've handled these meetings or attended these meetings or just spoken informally with businesses, are a lot of people struggling with the same types of issues?
In some ways, I think we definitely hear transportation a lot, especially in some of our rural communities. It can be really difficult for people to get around if they don't have a car, and there's not a lot of alternatives. And so you can imagine that can impact a person in a lot of different aspects of their life. And so that's something that's a concern for us, because if people can't fully participate in the economy just because they don't have a car, then we need to figure out a way to kind of help solve that. And I think another issue that's come up, which isn't really like specifically, an economic development one, but it's just that there's a lot of silos and people don't really know what the other person's doing, or they're not aware. And so that's one that I'm, really intrigued by, because I think that's one that we can all really, actually help with moving, is that, we should know a little bit more about what this town's doing and what that town is doing, and, sharing information a bit more to help make our solutions more impactful.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. So as you've gone through these different events or spoken to businesses informally or whatever it might be, or it could be formally, I guess, what have you learned? Like, has there been something that maybe you sort of had this preconceived idea of a certain area that this might be how things are going, but it's turned out that after talking with businesses, it's more like, wow, I didn't realize this was happening, or I didn't realize this was a concern?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, you want to answer for me? I would say it's just that people are very like committed and really really enjoy being in their communities. I think when I was doing business walks in Logan, the one thing that came up the most is just how much people enjoy being familiar with their community and being able to kind of get back with their businesses. And so not that was super surprising, but it was really nice to hear that there's just this commonality of bringing the community together, and being able to be like that service that really keeps people motivated, and keeps them wanting to kind of like help out and make the community better. So
speaking of making, you're going to make a friend there with Dolly.
I think she agrees.
So, well, we're almost at the bottom of the hour. So if you would, Dorsey, if you want to tell folks again the information about the Big Table event as far as when and where. And
yeah, absolutely. It is next Thursday, February 19th from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Lincoln Park District. So that's 1400 Prim Road. And you can register online in advance or just show up. But we hope you can make it out just for a little bit, even to stop in and see what it's about.
and there's no like registration fee or anything.
Nope, it's free, open to the public. Anyone's allowed to come and join us.
Okay, very cool. Well, thank you for joining us here today. Maybe how long does it take, like after the event, when you start compiling information and started looking at some trends and things to...
Yeah, the strategy itself, the sets, that is due in October of this year. So that document will like fully be done in October. And so throughout that, we're putting together some of the information. This is our last kind of community input event. So, at least within, the next maybe 3 or so months afterwards, we should have a report.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we certainly encourage anyone and everyone to get out, because it's not just for policymakers or lawmakers or business owners. Everyone can have a seat at the table. So,
Exactly.
Once again, 3 to 6 p.m. on February 19th out at the Lincoln Park District. Our thanks to Dorsey for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck with the event. Once again, my name's Loyd Kirby, and I will be back with you next time on the 4 p.m. 411. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. This program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.